Okay, so take a look at this question. We have write a static method, name favorite letter. So it means we are writing a static method. Name is favorite letter. That's what your method name that accepts two parameters. So it means we are accepting two number of parameters, of which a scanner for the console, one of them is the scanner object, and a favorite letter represented as a one letter string. So as you can see, these are like not there, they have a different font. The scanner have a different font, string have a different font, and this favorite letter. It means they are telling you or giving you a hint that for this, the hint was that this is the name, this is the method name. For this, the hint is that this is a scanner object. Like you're not accepting an integer or double, you're accepting a scanner object for the console to take input from user. Then this is your second data type to accept one letter string. So it means one letter. Okay, so they didn't say if it was a one letter, they should have mentioned it as a character, but they said it's a string. So there might be a reason why they're saying it as a string, or why didn't say it as a character. Then this was all about your method header. Now the method, what you want the method to do, the method repeatedly prompts. Repeatedly prompts mean, what do we need? Repeatedly prompts. What does these two words give you a hint? What do we need? A loop, correct. So repeatedly prompts, it means we need a loop here. And but which loop? Is it a for loop or while loop? That we don't know right now. The user, let's read more forward. Repeatedly prompt the user until the two consecutive words are entered that starts with that letter. So it means we don't know when this loop will stop, right? And they have given us two examples. One of them have stopped earlier as compared to the other example. So which loop do you think we need or we should go for? Because according to the statement, the method repeatedly prompts the user until two consecutive words are entered that starts with that letter. So until two words are entered. So we don't know at which point this loop will stop. Is it like it's a fixed, is it a fixed point that loop will stop, or is it like a flexible or variable point where this loop will stop? Which loop do you think we need? While loop, correct. We need a while loop because we don't know how many times this code will run. Now let's read more forward. The method then prints a message showing the last word type. So what does this statement tells you? What does this statement tells you? Use the chat. And what does this statement tell you? The method then prints a message showing the last word typed. It tells you the return type of your method. What is the return type of your method? What are we returning? We are returning a void. So no return. As you can see, it says the method then prints. It means you're printing inside. We're printing inside of that method using system.out.println statement. So it means the return type is void. We are not returning anything. You may assume that the user will type a single word response to each prompt. Your code should be case sensitive. So if you have capital A like this one, what you're looking at. Yeah, so if you have capital A, so if you're passing lowercase a, they weren't counted. So it's case sensitive. For example, if the word is let A, you should not stop prompting if the user types words that starts with an A. For example, in this scenario, as you can see. our favorite letter was capital A. So we didn't stop. We only stopped when we had capital A, not with the lowercase a's. Okay, so now hopefully everyone have understood the task. So let's move forward, open Eclipse, take a picture if you want, because I'll be not sharing my this screen. I'll be sharing my Eclipse. Okay, so this is your Eclipse. I'll be using the same method, I'm in class. So we will start putting all the practical things we have studied, like how the favorite letter thing. We have parameters, method header. Those are the things we will opt for first. Let me remove all these class ends here. Okay, main ends here. After. So static methods are outside of main and inside of the class. So your static method is public static, return type is void, method name is, and I'll make it short, favorite letter. And what we are accepting is, we are accepting our two parameters, and one of them was scanner console. You can give any name. They haven't mentioned, they have only told you the data types. The other parameter we are accepting is string, which is our favorite letter. So this is our favorite letter. So if you take a look at the code, what that code or the question is about, that we keep on asking user to keep entering the enter a word. And what we will do is we will keep track of all the words by their first letter. So if we see first letter which is equals to the favorite letter which user has passed, and if it's same, we will do a count. So we will say count plus plus, because we have to, as per the question conditions, there that letter must appear consecutively, one after the other. So if you have two words of the same letter, then you will stop the loop. So it means if you see two words of the same letter, then stop. Okay, and otherwise you will keep on asking user to type a word, and then taking the word from the user as an input, and then comparing the first letter of that word with your favorite letter. So if it's same, then you'll do your counter. You will turn on the counter and say counter variable plus plus, and then what that count will do, if that count is 2 equals to 2, then it means stop the code. Okay, any questions so far related to the question? So first thing is looking for two whatever the letter user has passed. It can be a system.out.println looking for two, that you may change, or in the exam or maybe somewhere else the condition might change, that we are looking for 3 letters, 3 words of the same letters in a row, 4 words of the same letter in the row. Like it can be anything. You can concatenation operator letter, like we don't know what letter user has passed. This is the letter we are looking for if the word is the word starts with this letter. So looking for 2 letter concatenation in our row. So that's what our goal is. And then we'll say enter. We'll ask for use chat and type your questions if you feel like you're lost, so that I can quickly go over at the spot. And this is our goal is. And now what do you think will be our while loop condition? What will be the while loop condition? How to stop the code? So your while loop will be, if this thing happens, stop. Otherwise, keep on moving forward as long this condition is true. While what? What we are looking for? We are looking for two letters in a row, two words of the same letter in a row. So it means, what do we need? First of all, we need a counter variable. Int count, let's say, equals to 0, because this is going to keep track of our count. As we see one letter, favorite letter starting with this letter will stop. And this is a counter. Now what? What else do we need? So this is the console. It means we are taking input. And what is the letter? We don't know what the favorite letter is, but we are taking inputs. Yes, we need to take inputs from user. So it means we need a string, because our string word equals to empty. And then what we are doing so far is we are taking word consistently, like as long our while loop is true. So while what? What will be the condition? While what? When you want this code to stop, what is your condition? When you want this code to stop? When your count is, or when you see two words, two letters in a row. So who's keeping track of two letters? This count is keeping track of two letters. So our condition is while your count is less than 2, it means keep on running this while loop. So as your count is equals to 2, your while loop will become false and it will exit the loop. So inside of your while loop, you will ask user to system.out.println, enter a word. And as user has entered the word, first of all, you will take the word from user, which will be where you will take the word. You will take the word in this string word. The word you are equals to how to take a word. You have a console as your scanner parameter dot next. Console.next will take a string, and what you will do after taking the string. So this is your word. You have taken the word from user. Now you will do the comparison, right? The actual task. So your actual task is if word. You have a condition, right? So if what will be the condition? If word dot starts with, you can say whatever the letter this is. If this word starts with this letter, then what? If this word starts with this letter, then what we have to do? Count plus plus. We have to say count plus plus. Count is keeping track of our counter variable. So if this is the case, like if this is true, else what? Else what? There might be a case, for example, our favorite letter is capital A, right? And then for the first attempt, I said capital A. With capital A, I said apple. So it will do count plus plus. Then again, it will ask me to enter a word. And then I entered lowercase apple, lowercase a and apple. So this word starts with letter nope. Else what? Count is set back to 0. Yes. Count is set back to 0. Don't forget to set back count as 0, because now your count will be 0 if that condition is not met. Let me put extra one more. So else is, this is the case with else. And last one is if your while loop ends, it means you have two words of the same letter in a row, and print the letter, print the word is for the word. This is where your else ends. This is, let's say, this is where your class ends, and where your method ends over here. system.out.println, and I will say, nope, this mouse is not working. Letter. Come on. It's for whatever the word is. Semicolon. And I think that's it. Let's test our code. To test, I just have to call my method name. And inside I'll pass my scanner, which is input, comma. You can say any favorite letter. What do you think? What do you want for favorite letter? Let's say capital A and semicolon. So now let's run our code. Okay, now let's run and looking for 2A in a row. So it automatically said 2A, like I just have passed the value as A. Enter a word, let's do capital lowercase a apple, enter. It's keep on asking me the word because we are looking for 2 consecutive. So if I say, again, it's asking because this is case sensitive and it's looking for only the capital A. So let me up. Okay, bat, ball. Oops. So it will keep on asking me the word as long I am not giving the 2 favorite letter words. So let's say 2 favorite letter, capital A apple and capital A ace. Enter. A is for ace. It will print the last word with the favorite letter. Any questions so far? Our code works fine. So we are looking for 2 letters. So this is how your code is working. You have passed capital A, you can change it to your favorite letter to something else, anything you want. System.out.println, you're looking for 2 letters. You have a counter variable, you have a string. Why we have a string? Because we are asking for the words again and again, and we need a variable, string variable, to change and replace them with the new word. Our while loop is count is less than 0. So as long you don't see 2 consecutive words, it will keep on running your for loop, while loop. And as your count is less than 2, it will stop the code. Any questions so far? Bottom of the code is this one. Any questions?